Good Wednesday morning to you. This is the January 22nd, 2025 map discussion for the weather across the Carolinas. So here we're going to start off with our 300 millibar map. The first thing you'll probably notice is this trough that has pretty much brought the South a winter wonderland. Like there's a lot of snow on the ground in some places that you would least expect it. But this trough is exiting the southeast. There is some upper level divergence that is analyzed off the coast of the Carolinas that may or may not be associated with some surface cyclone genesis, but nonetheless it doesn't really matter because this is pretty progressive, and whatever happens is going to be happening well off the coast of the eastern seaboard. That trough extends to the 500 millibar level. You can see it really mainly, it's really a compact little thing across Georgia pretty much, but it extends into the panhandle of Florida and some pretty strong flow aloft. This is the mid levels of the atmosphere, so this is more or less the steering flow, but the big picture is a huge trough that continues to dominate the weather across the lower 48. Going down a little bit further at 850 millibars, this is about 1.5 kilometers up. This is, you can see this trough or a like elevated frontal system, and this actually extends off to the surface, as we'll see in a moment. And the bigger moisture, or the deeper moisture, or the more quality moisture is across the southern Florida, mainly south of Orlando, Tampa, Melbourne, in Miami. At the surface, this trough of low pressure, it kind of turns into the warm front across the upper or northern Mississippi River Valley, with the surface low in southern Canada. Meanwhile, you see there's the surface cyclone genesis. It's kind of offset from the main upper level divergence, but you see a little bit of a baroclinic leaf, just a little bit, but high pressure extends from northern Mexico northeastward towards the southeastern Canada. And this is what we have. Let's look at some of the model data. So here is our southeastern weather map according to the NAM. This morning we had some snow still falling across parts of the coastal regions of the Carolinas, and perhaps in towards the Jacksonville area, where at least this morning some winter storm warnings were still in effect for this system. But after that, by this afternoon, this is going to most of the precipitation field will be well off the coast, with maybe perhaps some lingering rain across the outer banks of North Carolina, and then quiet weather, except for some showers across the Florida peninsula in through the day on Thursday, with a little low pressure center that will develop ahead of a trough that brings some moisture from the Great Lakes. And once we have this northwest flow snow event, is usually occurs. Now there are some timing differences. The NAM is a little bit faster. It brings in snow across the Tennessee, North Carolina border counties earlier in the day on Friday than the GFS. The GFS waits till later in the day, but nonetheless, some snow could be seen, especially across the higher elevations on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. Doesn't last too long. By Saturday morning, at least, that should be over. High pressure is in control of our weather across the southeastern United States through Saturday. Now, taking a look at the longer range is a little bit more in question, especially after probably about day 4 or 5. So here we're looking at day 4. These little low pressure centers are each individual member of the GEFS. So the GEFS has 21 members if you include the control. The low pressure centers here is where each individual model member has a low. And the more widespread those lows are, the more variability in the forecast, or the less confident of the forecast we're in. So this upper level low in the colors, and then the black and the red L's are the surface pressures. As we go through in the beginning parts of next week, this is Monday afternoon, January 27th. Notice that the models do hint at some cyclone genesis around the Rio Grande, somewheres in the northern Mexico, western Texas area. But after that, notice how widespread those lows get when we progress through the week. This is Wednesday afternoon. Either the low is down here in northern Mexico or up here in Kansas, or anywhere in between. So this lends, like, there's a lot of variability in the model, in the model's forecast for next week. But what we can see for sure is this upper level pattern. The larger things, the surface, the surface will lend itself. But yeah, so keep that in mind as we talk about the longer range across the southeast. There's a lot of variability in the model's forecasts right now. So let's take a look at this. This is getting into Saturday night. Right now we have the temperatures in blue, precipitation with precip type in the colors, and the black is the surface pressure. So the next system will bring some snow across the Kentucky, West Virginia areas. Not necessarily snow or ice for the higher terrain, but there could be some pockets right now. This could change. This will change, actually. But for the vast majority of us in the Carolinas, it's going to be a cold rain. We're talking about near 35 degrees in Charlotte with some rain. Hickory, low 30s, but still above freezing. It's going to be a cold rain as we wake up and go to work Monday morning, the 27th. This passes. It goes by as quickly as it came. Meanwhile, you're left with some wintry precipitation across the higher terrain of North Carolina and Tennessee. Then quiet weather for now resumes from Tuesday into Wednesday morning with a developing system out west to bring us more rain, perhaps. But yeah, so that's what the models looks like right now. So that about does it for this video. The only thing I wanted to show you was this very interesting satellite image. You can see where the snow fell across southern Georgia. And look, the snow goes all the way south towards the coast of Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. Oh, look at that. That is pretty magnificent. That is awesome. Good for them. This extends up into the Carolinas, of course, and the exiting system is going off the coast with clearer skies across the Carolinas. And then those clouds start to fill back in later on. But the next system, Monday, looks right now to bring a cold rain to the vast majority of the Carolinas, with perhaps some wintry weather at the onset of precipitation. But everything should change to rain as the temperatures start to modify from this Arctic blast. And it can't come a moment too soon, in my opinion. Tired of this. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Have a good Thursday. And I will see you in Friday's map discussion video. Thanks for watching. See ya.